Okay, welcome. In this session, I'll be explaining about the regulation of blood glucose and blood glucose homeostasis. So, the term homeostasis means a set of feedback mechanisms that keep physiological parameters within a narrow defined limit. So, in the case of blood glucose, the reference range is about 70 milligram to 110 milligram per dl. So, if the level of glucose concentration increases beyond this 110 milligram per dl, it will leads to hyperglycemia. And if the level goes below 70 milligram per dl, it will lead to hypoglycemia. So to avoid this hyper and hypoglycemia, the blood glucose level should be maintained within a narrow range of 70 to 110 milligram per dl. That term is called as homeostasis. So what are the factors which is going to play an important role? What are the hormones? What are the organs which is going to play an important role in this homeostasis? Okay, you have to learn about that. That is called homeostasis of blood glucose. So the factors which regulate the blood glucose homeostasis includes the two main factors mainly the hormones. Hypoglycemic hormone. The only hypoglycemic hormone is insulin, and the other hormone which regulates the blood glucose homeostasis is the hyperglycemic hormones. Hyperglycemic hormones includes glucagon, epinephrine, growth hormone, thyroxine, and glucocorticoids. So all these hormones will help to regulate the blood glucose homeostasis. So the factors by which it regulates includes the rate of entry of glucose into blood. Okay, the two main factors. The other two factors are how the blood glucose entry occurs in blood, and what are the ways to remove the excess of glucose from blood. These also will regulate this blood glucose homeostasis. So the rate of glucose entry will be maintained by the rate of glucose entry to blood will be mainly due to absorption from intestine, or due to breakdown of glycogen in the liver, or breakdown of glycogen mainly due to glycogenolysis in the liver, and gluconeogenesis also will increase the blood glucose level, and glucose obtained from other sources, other carbohydrates like fructose and galactose also will elevate the blood glucose level. Then in which rate it is removed from bloodstream. Okay, the rate of entry of glucose into bloodstream. The other factor is the rate of its removal from the bloodstream. So for removal of glucose, this hyperglycemic hormones, to remove this excess of glucose from the bloodstream, hypoglycemic hormones will play an important role, that is the insulin. Okay, so it is done through hepatic glycogenesis or muscle glycogenesis, lipogenesis, that is conversion of excess glucose into fat, then through glycolysis, and converting glucose into glycoproteins, glycolipids, and other non-essential amino acids. So by these ways also glucose homeostasis will be maintained or regulated. Okay, why it is important to regulate this blood glucose homeostasis? That's a very important question. Why it is important, and how does our body maintain this blood glucose homeostasis? Why it needs? Okay, because a continuous supply of glucose is essential for certain body tissues and cells such as RBCs, testes, leukocytes, brain, kidney, medulla, and during anaerobic condition our skeletal muscles require more amount of glucose, eye, lens, cornea, and growing fetus. Okay, all this require they will utilize, all these organs will utilize only glucose as their sole source of energy. So continuous supply of glucose should be needed for the survival of these organs. Okay, hence we have to maintain a stable glucose level. Okay, then if the level goes below normal, it will lead to hypoglycemia and will lead to coma and death. And if the level of glucose goes above 110, it will lead to hyperglycemia which will lead to long-term complications or damages in the eyes, blood vessels and kidney organs. Okay, so to avoid all these complications, we should maintain a blood glucose homeostasis within the range of 70 to 110 milligram per dl. How we are going to maintain this? Okay, so who is going to do the job of maintaining the blood glucose level into a normal range, or how this blood glucose homeostasis is regulated? This pancreas is the main hormone which carry out this blood glucose homeostasis. Okay, this pancreas is a major organ to secrete two important hormones, that is the beta cells of islets of Langerhans of pancreas will synthesize insulin, which is the hypoglycemic hormone, and the other hormone which is synthesized by the alpha cells of pancreas is glucagon, which is the hyperglycemic hormone. Okay, these are the two main hormones, insulin and glucagon, secreted by pancreas, play a major role in regulating the blood glucose homeostasis. So what is insulin? What's the role of insulin in blood glucose homeostasis? Insulin generally lowers the blood glucose level. Okay, so whenever blood glucose level rises beyond 110 milligram per dl, this insulin will force the liver and muscle cells to take up more glucose from the bloodstream, and it will also force the liver to make glycogen. That means it helps to stimulate glycogenesis. So excess of glucose will be converted into glycogen and it will be stored in the liver, and it will enhance glycolytic pathway. It will enhance lipogenesis. It will decrease gluconeogenesis and glycogenolysis, so that it will in that way it will reduce the blood glucose level. So whenever the blood glucose crosses 110 milligram per dl, it will be sensed by this pancreas to stimulate more insulin and to bring back the level to normal. Then the other hormone which plays an important role in maintaining the blood glucose is glucagon. Its job to raise the blood glucose. So whenever it sends hypoglycemic conditions, like that is the glucose level below 70 milligram per dl, it forces the liver to break down more glycogen into glucose and release it into the bloodstream. So this it is a hyperglycemic hormone. So during starvation conditions or fasting condition, it will sense that the level of glucose goes beyond 70. Hence it regulates or stimulates the pathways like glycogenolysis, gluconeogenesis, and it will also increase, it will decrease the glycogenesis and decrease the glycolysis. So in that way it will helps to raise the blood glucose level. So blood glucose will be maintained within 70 to 110 milligram. So whenever the level goes above 110, insulin will regulate. Okay, when the level goes below 70, this glucagon, so both the hormones insulin and glucagon play a major role in maintaining the blood glucose within the range 70 to 110 milligram per dl. So this is how the blood glucose homeostasis is regulated. So that is pancreas will beta cells of pancreas will synthesize insulin. The stimulus for this beta cells to secrete more amount of insulin is the increased blood glucose level above 110 milligram per dl. So this insulin will force the liver to uptake more glucose, and it triggers glycogenesis and store all the excess of glucose into glycogen, and it will be stored in the liver. Okay, in that way it will reduce the blood glucose level to below 110 milligram per dl. Okay, then if the level goes below 70 due to this action of insulin or any starvation or fasting, okay, during that condition what will happen, it will be sensed by this blood glucose level, increased blood glucose level will be sensed by another hormone, glucagon. Pancreas will stimulate alpha cells to secrete more amount of glucagon, which is the stimulant for that is decreased blood glucose. Okay, that is hypoglycemic condition, glucagon will be triggered. It forces the liver to break down more glycogen and releases glucose. So in that way it helps to increase the blood glucose level. So with the help of these two hormones, insulin and glucagon, blood glucose will be maintained within the range 70 to 110 milligram per dl. That is called blood glucose homeostasis. So insulin helps the entry of glucose into cells. So blood glucose level falls. That when it goes below the condition like hypoglycemia, it will be sensed by glucagon, and it in turn will increase glycogenolysis, lipolysis and gluconeogenesis pathways to maintain that normal blood glucose between 70 to 110 milligram per dl. So this is called blood glucose homeostasis. So the two main hormones are hyperglycemic hormone and hypoglycemic hormone and hyperglycemic hormone. They play a major role in regulating this hypoglycemia and hyperglycemic conditions. Okay. So during blood glucose regulation during a well-fed state, what will happen means insulin will be secreted. This insulin will enhance the pathway glycogenesis, glycolysis, lipogenesis, and it will stop gluconeogenesis. Okay. So in that way it helps to maintain the blood glucose level. Okay, this happens during the well-fed state. So during well-fed state, insulin will be secreted in large amount. It will convert all the glucose into glycogen through glycogenesis, and it will trigger glycolytic pathway to convert this glucose into pyruvate. Excess of pyruvate will be converted into fat through acetyl-CoA, and this fat will be deposited in the adipose tissue, okay, for storage. And in erythrocytes, a lactate will be converted again into pyruvate, and this glucose will be again utilized for the muscle cells. It will be this excess of glucose will be this insulin will allow the glucose cells to enter into muscle cells, okay, and it will also supply energy to brain. So the entry of glucose to erythrocyte, muscles and brain cells will be triggered with the help of this insulin, so that excess of glucose will be utilized by the cells, extrahepatic tissues, and okay, or in that way glucose level comes to within the reference range. Then during starvation or fasting or postprandial state, this glucagon will be triggered, synthesized in huge amount. So this will trigger the pathways like gluconeogenesis and glycogenolysis, and it will stop glycogenesis. Okay, so these main two pathways will be triggered by this glucagon hormone in maintaining this blood sugar range. Okay, blood glucose regulation. We should not use the term blood sugar nowadays. Okay, we have to each sugar has been regulated in a different ways, so we have to specifically say it is blood glucose regulation. Okay, we should not use the general term as blood sugar regulation, like in the previous days we used to use the term called blood sugar regulation. Now we have to specify it's not sugar, it is glucose. Okay, so that's blood glucose regulation is postprandial state, that is 12 to 14 hours after meal, after the last meal. That condition is called as postprandial state. During this state, okay, pancreas will secrete glucagon, so low glucose level. So liver will convert all the excess of glycogen into glucose. Okay, then through glycogenolysis it will convert glycogen into glucose, and through other non-carbohydrate sources, through via gluconeogenesis pathway, glucose will be synthesized. Okay, so it helps to maintain the glucose within the reference normal range. Okay, so effect of hormones in blood glucose. So this is how the hormones play a major role in regulating the blood glucose level. So insulin as a hypoglycemic hormone, it will lower the blood glucose, it favors glycogen synthesis, promotes glycolysis and inhibits gluconeogenesis. Glucagon and other hyperglycemic hormones like cortisol, epinephrine, growth hormone, all these are hyperglycemic hormones. which will increase the blood glucose by promoting glycogenolysis, enhancing gluconeogenesis, depresses glycogen synthesis and inhibits glycolysis, this glucagon hormone. Then cortisol, again it's a hyperglycemic hormone which increases the blood sugar level through gluconeogenesis, and it helps to release the amino acids from the muscles. Okay. Epinephrine and adrenaline will also increase the blood sugar level by promoting glycogenolysis, gluconeogenesis, and it also favors the uptake of amino acids. Growth hormone will increase the blood sugar level through by decreasing the glycolysis and mobilizing the fatty acids from adipose tissue. So these are the hormones which play a major role in maintaining the blood glucose regulation. Then what's the role of kidney in blood glucose regulation? So it's also called as renal regulation of blood glucose. Kidneys play a major role in controlling the blood glucose level. Glucose is continuously filtered by the renal glomeruli and is completely reabsorbed by the renal tubules under normal condition. Okay, so therefore urine will not have any glucose, that is no glucose will be excreted in urine for a normal healthy person. The maximum rate of glucose reabsorption by the renal tubule, it is expressed in the form of tubular maximum for glucose, TMG, which is about 350 milligram per minute under normal condition. But in hyperglycemic state, when the blood glucose level exceeds 160 to 180 milligram per dl, renal tubules cannot completely reabsorb the glucose, okay, from the glomerular filtrate, and hence glucose begins to appear in urine. The appearance of glucose in urine is called as glycosuria. So glycosuria is an important symptom on diabetes mellitus, and the blood sugar level exceeds 160 to 180 milligram. It's called as renal threshold for glucose. Okay, so the renal threshold value of glucose is 160 to 180 milligram per 100 ml. So this is the role played by kidney in blood sugar regulation. Then role of liver and blood glucose regulation. Liver also plays a major role in regulating the blood glucose level, because most of the carbohydrate pathways like glycogenesis, glycogenolysis or gluconeogenesis, glycolysis, all the major pathways are taking place inside the liver. Okay, so liver controls all the metabolic pathways. Most of the metabolic pathways takes place in the liver. It helps to distribute the nutrients, all types of metabolism like protein, lipid, carbohydrate, vitamin, mineral, everything is controlled in the liver. It excretes bile acids and urea. It helps to destroy the toxic substances. It also helps to store iron and vitamins. So in this way it also regulates the blood glucose homeostasis. So these are the references used. Thank you for watching this video. Subscribe and support the channel by Chemistry DSP.